Minecraft 1.20 is here, bringing a new beautiful biome, new mobs, no, not you, yeah, that's right, camels and the sniffer, and lots of new blocks. And I'm really excited to explore it all, so I think it's a good time to start a brand new hardcore series. My goal for the first episode is to find a cherry blossom biome and to build a nice little starter house. So let's get right into it. I spawned in a dark forest, and we all know how to start a new Minecraft world, of course by punching a tree. I left my crafting table behind to mark my spawn, took 4 saplings with me and, well, left an ugly looking tree behind. And oh turtle, I'm sorry, you can't do anything about it, sorry. I walked southward through the dark forest and a birch forest, always facing the sun. I collected my first stone, I picked some flowers along the way, I found my first coal and, of course, upgraded my tools to stone. Hello cow, you are my first food. Oh, and one of the most important things in the beginning, sheep, and something to eat too, of course. I kept walking towards the setting sun and eventually I spotted the first cherry trees high up on the horizon. Shortly after, I found a village nearby. What a beautiful view! From my perspective, it was the perfect place to settle down here. I crafted my first bed and before I knew it, the first day was over. I had bacon for breakfast and then I set out to explore the cherry blossom biome just a little bit. Wow, look at this incredibly beautiful sight. I already love this new biome. I chopped down my first cherry tree. Oh, and in case you are wondering why the leaves disappear so quickly, I installed a data pack. I'll link that in the description. Quickly grab a few more flowers, pink petals, and just like that I've made up my mind that I will settle down there in the valley. I like this spot. The view of the cherry trees on the hill is simply beautiful. I set up my first camp and made myself something to eat, my first steak. I quickly stored a few things and then set off to explore the village nearby. I kindly asked the villagers if they could lend me a few things, and you won't believe what we found there. Incredible things. Wait for it. A bathing cat. Mojang, how unrealistic is that? But wait, it gets even better. I stole all the hay bales, I borrowed them. I found my first set of iron armor and a sword, and now we can also become a farmer because we are well supplied. I also found the second toolsmith and we found our first iron pickaxe. Perfect. And our first emerald. When night fell, I locked up the first villagers so that we can later build a villager breeder. The next morning I happened to come across the wandering trader. However, he didn't really have anything that appealed to me, and since the iron golem security didn't take any action, I took matters into my own hands. Once again, I installed a data pack where mobs drop their heads and we obtained our first mob head. I hope the guard takes care of those spitting llamas, it's unbelievable. And then my instinct led me to this small cave, lured me in, and you won't believe it, a spider spawner. And we obtained our first music discs. We can later build a good XP farm down here. I borrowed a few more things from the villagers and made a miraculous discovery. A single spruce tree as far as the eye can see. We have spruce wood, yay! And we managed to get 6 saplings out of it. Perfect. Time for a little bit of parkour! And then I locked up a few more villagers. I protected them from dangerous zombie attacks. And with pockets full, I embarked on the journey back home. And once again, this view is gorgeous. I crafted a bucket and some fences to capture the first cows and caught the first sheep along with them. That was easy. And I made my first shield. I started setting up the first fields. Then I went into a ravine and collected resources, especially coal, copper, lapis, and of course iron. And then I almost died and lost my hardcore world in the first episode, because I almost got shot by a skelly. I was down on 1 heart. Oh boy. I melted down some iron and completed my armor, and then I explored a dripstone cave. And there was another pesky skeleton shooting at me. Suddenly, creeper alarm, double alarm. I found a lot of iron down there and dripstone, so we can build a lava farm. Again, a sudden hit, maybe another skeleton, I don't know. I received the Not Today advancement, and I didn't know that dripstone could hit so hard. I forgot the bed down in the cave, but realized that later, namely when it suddenly got dark. But luckily, I have my sheep friends. Upon reaching the surface, I smelted the iron. And of course, I enjoyed the magnificent view once again. And I realized that I haven't fully explored and enjoyed the beautiful cherry blossom biome surrounding me yet. To be honest, I love the new biome. It exudes such tranquility. I like the particles falling from the leaves. I love the vibe it gives off. Oh look, a rabbit. And what a wonderful view. But this tranquility was abruptly interrupted. See for yourself. And the pillager chased me relentlessly, and it was already getting dark. Goodness, how persistent are these guys? He was still chasing me, but fortunately I made it safe into my bed in time. The next morning I wanted to examine in detail what was hidden behind the pillager attack, and once again I noticed what a beautiful seed this is. There I saw it, hidden in the cherry forest, a pillager outpost. And I immediately received some unwelcome visitors, my pesky neighbors. That's when I spotted the prisoners, allays and iron golems. I'll free them later. And then I decided to storm the pillager outpost without regard for consequences. And the loot? Well, see for yourself. And then I decided to make my escape upon the trees. The journey across the treetops was long and I was chased by the pillagers for a long time. I will return, but for now, enough of the adventures. I quickly got rid of the status effect and then I finally started taking care of my starter house. First of all, I needed to consider where it should roughly be located. And then I set off to gather resources. I thought this would be a good place to dig a mine, so I kept digging deeper and deeper until I eventually stumbled upon a massive cave. However, I wasn't equipped well enough for that, so I continued digging in another direction. Finally, I reached the bedrock diamond level. Although I didn't find any diamonds, I found something else very valuable. Oh boy, an iron vein. The iron supply is secured for now. But then it was finally time to start planning my starter house. I decided to build it in the middle of a circle and grow crops around it. I thought this would look pretty good, so I got to work. I chose to go 1 block deeper, besides I did some terraforming as well. Fed the sheep, fed the cows, harvested, ate and slept, shaped the terrain, fed the sheep again, shared the sheep, laid down the circle. I used the FreeCam mod here. I filled in the cobblestone, I shaped the terrain again and filled in the foundation until it looked like this in the end. The sheep still needed to be moved over to the cows, but the basic shape was done. Then it was time for the actual building. I wanted to have hedges as the outer boundary, and I started planting the crops as well, so I could keep feeding the cows because we'll need leather very soon. In the middle of this area I will build the house. But before I did that, I had to gather all the resources first. Lots of wood, stones from our mine, and especially iron from our vein. Additionally, I had to set out again to get sand and clay. And I also had to find a lush cave, mainly to obtain moss. But finally I had all the materials together and I could finally start building my starter house. I only had a rough idea of what I wanted to build and I just began building, and I show you the process in a little time lapse. I've completed the build and I hope you like the house. I personally love it incredibly. I used a combination of wool, diorite and birch logs for the walls. And for the rest I used cherry wood, as you can see. I really like this combination. On this side I also built a chimney which turned out very nicely, I think. And on the back, next to the tower, there's another entrance. And also from a distance, I think the house looks really amazing. I also like it a lot from this side as you approach. And I think that the cherry trees are a really nice addition to it. I especially enjoy how they grow so organically. But if we take a look inside, I haven't really done much yet. I'll be doing the interior in between episodes. There will be a fireplace here, and on the other side I plan to make the enchanting area. And as for storage and all the other things, I think there is enough space left for now. Okay guys, that's it for the first episode. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope I see you in the next one. So take care, see you soon, bye bye.